You may have seen the news that due to a spate of stabbings in London, Keir Starmer's confirmed he's going to ban ninja swords by the summer. He states when he promises action, he takes it. Now, if by taking action he means sending people to jail for multiple years for edgy tweets, we know he certainly does take action in those cases. However, when it comes to taking action in London, are we sure it's all the fault of ninja swords and ninjas?
Legion Chow, I've been waiting here for you. I knew you would turn up. You are blessed. You've been lucky. I wish I got you last time. On guard. I'll let you try my Wu-Tang style.
Now, I don't know about you, but I haven't seen that many Asian-looking ninjas having fights to the death, Shaolin karate style, on my forays into London, but then I am a stupid, ignorant, far-right bigot, according to the mainstream, who doesn't understand the beauty of the modern liberal world. This roadman explains that Asians are apparently quite dangerous.
Can't lie, you see Asian roadmen, them man there, they've got to be some of the most badass people this Donya's ever seen. These guys will be some of the most nicest, caring and generous people the world's ever seen. What you see when you flip that switch and switch their mentality, the man them are on beauties.
So I guess that tells stupid bigots like me the Asians are the most badass people, according to this roadman. I also saw this retweet from Lord Miles recently. For those who don't know, Lord Miles is something of a pioneer in the danger tourism arena. He's famous for going to Afghanistan and making friends with the Taliban. However, it turns out he didn't even have to leave the UK. Here's a Reddit post he shared entitled, "I saw someone get slashed in the face on the tube home. I am so shaken up, I was sat on the tube on my way home from work and two men got on and started fighting. Those damn ninjas." It continues, "Everyone was in shock because it happened so quickly. One guy was already covered in blood and I think he jumped on our train to try and escape the other man attacking him. They were swinging at each other before the guy doing the most attacking got something sharp out and just slashed at his face. It was genuinely horrifying. There was blood all over the floor, the doors, me, the other customers. I felt sick, I nearly threw up from the pure shock." Thank God Keir's got this one under control. Those ninjas have been terrorising our streets for long enough. And I'm sure you already know the writers of the brilliant, insightful, cutting, era-defining Adolescence have been invited to Parliament to speak to MPs about how young white males are all bloodthirsty maniacs because they've been watching Andrew Tate. They're the real problem, don't you know? Now, after some criticism that Adolescence might be pointing the finger in the wrong direction, the writer of the show's been on the unbearable liberal cringe show news agents to say it's outrageous to say that black folks should be associated with knife crime.
It should have been a black boy.
Yeah.
Well, it's absurd to say that this is only committed by black boys. You know, like, it's absurd. It's not true. And history, you know, shows a lot of cases of kids from all races committing these crimes. We're not making a point about race with this. We are making a point about masculinity.
Sorry, I try and keep my control with these things, but what an absolute scumbag. Nobody is saying that only black people commit knife crime. That's a total straw man. The reason people are very frustrated over this show is because you're speaking about a very serious issue but pinning it all on a young white lad as if that's the epicenter of the problem. We all know that young black lads are overrepresented when it comes to violent crimes and knife crimes, far more so than young white lads and ninjas. So it's another total straw man when you say it's not about race, because you choose a young white lad which inherently racializes the issue. Just as when you say it's about masculinity, you really mean it's about white male masculinity. And we all know the reason you're doing this is because you're trying to manufacture a reality that the leftist liberals want to be true rather than is true, because that has some harsh truths and very difficult problems we need to face. So while the liberal mainstream has been fawning over Adolescence, these are real life cases that have happened in the past week. Man killed charity volunteer for brushing past him at Southwark tube station. A Rakeem Miles ran after the victim through the ticket barrier, up the stairs, tearing his top in half, yanking him to facing before landing a deadly punch on a Samuel Winters head. Also from this week, man beaten to death outside Sainsbury's in Beckenham as a suspect is charged with his murder. The suspect is Ademiesh Williams of Croydon. Now, we all know if this was the other way around, we'd have mass riots which would be backed by the media and the government. We'd have celebrities crying their eyes out on social media and mainstream television. We'd have visits to London from Al Sharpton and the Obamas. Yet when it's white folks, we should seemingly just forget about it. They've all got white privilege anyway, the bigots, and it was probably a 13-year-old white kid or the ninjas that were responsible anyway. Yet in essence, what we're living through here is increasing violence, increasing madness, increasing chaos on the streets, which all has to be manipulated by the mainstream so the Guardian-reading elite liberal class can pretend we're living in a world that we're actually not. And then they can crank up the Peter, Paul and Mary feet Stormzy to ignore the sounds of the knives clashing in the fight outside. And the liberal world expects us to acknowledge we're all terrible bigots for stating knife crime is a predominantly black problem, while at the same time loving people like Idris Elba for making rap records telling black kids to put the knives down. It's enough to drive you absolutely mad, but it's why I try and focus on spiritual and personal transformation on the new channel and create an exclusive community on the Substack where we can connect and try and get away from some of the madness of the modern world. Do check out both down below. Other than that, do let me know your thoughts about this and do consider subscribing to the channel if you're new.